go. Thank you everyone for taking the time to check out my channel. Welcome to another live stream. In this video, I'm going to attempt to take some leftover rotisserie chicken and make fajitas out of it. I have a ton of rotisserie chicken left over, and I didn't know what to do with it. I was kind of walking through Walmart, and I saw this fajita seasoning mix, and I was like, why not? Try it out. Now the seasoning mix calls for red pepper and onion. I'm not really even gonna bother with that. I kind of just want to shred the chicken meat off of the bone, get about a pound of it, throw it in the pan with the seasoning mix, and do it that way. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. Now the instructions on the back there calls for oil. I really don't want to use oil because, yeah, I mean, the chicken's kind of fatty as is. And if I use oil on top of it, it's going to be disgusting. So, pardon me 1 second while I wash my hands. All right. I could have added the pepper and the onion, but I don't know. I didn't feel it was needed. Kind of just want the chicken and the seasoning. And then I have some Spanish rice and some black olives and whatnot, salsa. I'll play around with that after I get this part done. I used to be a really big fan of rotisserie chicken. I really don't eat a whole lot of it anymore. But we happened to pick one up the other day and ate a little bit of it, but obviously we have a lot left over. Now I'm adding the skin into this too. I think it'll give it some extra flavor, which is another reason why I don't want to use oil, even though the instructions on the back of the seasoning packet call for it. I don't think it needs it. So I'm going to use water. Okay. All dark meat. Which I think will be a lot better. All right. My wife and I were actually talking about maybe someday using rotisserie chicken bones to make stock. Seen it done online, but I've never done it myself. Can't be that hard. Any seasoning? Yes. The seasoning that's on the chicken itself. I get my rotisserie chickens from Sam's Club, and they throw quite a bit of seasoning on there, but also the original fajita mix from Taco Bell. I said earlier in the video that, or the live stream, that I have a bunch of leftover rotisserie chicken. Didn't really know what to do with it. Was walking through Walmart and saw the seasoning packet and decided to try it out. Usually my wife and I will make like chicken noodle soup different things like that, but I've never tried doing anything like this before. I think it'll turn out good. Hopefully, anyway. Said before, but I'll say it again. I'm using the skin as well. I love chicken skin. And I'm not taking it out of there. Hopefully I do not regret that decision. But we'll see. That's how you learn, though. You know, you play around with stuff. Figure out whether or not you like it. Well, I think the chicken leg that I'm currently working on is pretty much toast. I have a little bit left here. Chicken thigh. I think I'll have enough after I clean this thigh off. Now, if this doesn't work and it's not good, I paid like 78 cents for that seasoning packet. So I'm not going to be heartbroken. All right. Pretty close to being done shredding this up here. Okay. I think that's about good. Got a couple pieces of meat in the container here still. Go ahead and use those up. The wing, oh man. There's not much meat on this at all. I actually read online today that it's National Chicken Wing Day. Or I got an email from a restaurant or something. Didn't know it had its own day. That's something. Okay. I think that's good. I am going to go ahead and wipe this up a little bit. Nothing too major. I'm going to go back, wash my hands. Give me 1 sec, guys. Okay. All right, so like I said, the seasoning packet calls for oil. But that's if you're using raw chicken, and I'm not. And I don't want it to be too greasy, being that the rotisserie chicken that I used is pretty fatty as is. So I'm gonna use water. Called for 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm gonna do, man, I don't know. We'll do about something like that. Some of that's gonna evaporate while I'm cooking anyways. And the instructions on the seasoning pack called for this to be cooked for a little over 5 minutes. don't think we're gonna have to do that. I think I'll basically just have to heat the already cooked chicken up a tiny bit to get it over 165 and throw in the seasoning packet along the way, and then let it cook long enough for the seasoning to bind with the water and thicken up a bit. All right. Never tried doing anything like this before. I wonder if it's going to turn out. Not really sure. We shall see. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and add the seasoning pack right now and the chicken. Was going to wait for that to heat up a little bit, but okay. Kind of just want to get the ball rolling on this thing. It's not like there's an exact science to it. I'm not following the recipe on the back of the package whatsoever. So. All right, it's starting to heat up a little bit. All dark meat rotisserie chicken.